Week 1, Day 1. To each one of us, grace has been given as Christ apportioned it. This is why it says, when He ascended on high, He gave gifts to His people. Since Superman first burst out of a telephone booth in 1938, we've had an ever-increasing, insatiable fascination with superheroes and their distinctive superpowers. Yet, each of us, in our thankfully not so tight-fitting clothes, have superpowers. The Apostle Paul calls them grace gifts. Just like the superheroes in our screens, we do not choose our gifts. In our case, our Creator and Redeemer has chosen them for us. There are two kinds of these grace gifts in the Bible. There are common ones. These are the Creator's grace gifts given to all people, regardless of their faith or lack of faith. We might call these talents or wirings. Then there's also the special ones. These are the Redeemer's grace gifts specifically given to those in Christ. We often call these callings, spiritual gifts, or ministry gifts. Undeserving of any grace at all, we thank God for these gifts of both common and special grace. As for common grace gifts, Timothy Keller sums these up beautifully. God gives out gifts of talent and skill according to His grace. That is, in a completely unmerited way. He casts them across the human race like seed in order to enrich, brighten, and preserve the world. By rights, sin should be making life on earth here much more unbearable than it is. And in fact, all of creation and culture should have fallen apart by now. The reason it is not worse is because of the gifts of common grace. As for special grace gifts, while on earth Jesus embodied all the ministry gifts that He would one day distribute to His followers. Now that Jesus has ascended on high, His instrument of ministry is no longer His physical body, but His spiritual body, the church. His grace gifts such as teaching, prophecy, mercy, encouragement, radiate through His church into the world. In the same way that pure light shines through the prism to make a rainbow, so the bright, pure light of Jesus' cosmic competencies fan out across the diversity of His people. Though His vast giftedness cannot be contained by any one of us, it's still amazing to think a unique portion of it, be it ever so small, has landed upon each of us. Every single one of us has our own color and contribution to make, so that together we represent the redeeming rainbow of God's grace to the world.